We got a very special guest on the show tonight. You may know him by many names. Could be, what could it be? Victor Crowley, maybe? You may know him as motherfucking Jason Voorhees. Some people may know him as Kane.
Or Ed Gain.
There's plenty of names you may know him by.
There's a man of many faces.
Tonight we're just going to call him Kane. Asshole.
Asshole.
But yeah, Kane Hodder, live, Replicon Radio. What's up, man? We definitely appreciate you calling in, hanging out with us for sure. How are you?
Hey, it's my pleasure. Happy to be on. Traveling right now, but it worked out that we could do this at this time. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say.
That's awesome, man. Well, we look forward to seeing what you have to say.
Right.
Who's interviewing you?
I'm glad you said motherfucking Kane Hodder, because then I know, okay.
Oh, no, you get the motherfucking title. You get the mother.
Yeah, you can talk as freely as you like here.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for calling in and hanging out with us, man. You're a fucking legend in the horror world, or in the world as we know it, really. So we appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us on any level. So
yeah, it kind of really set in when I was leaving work today, and I was like, I told my coworker, I was like, dude, I gotta go right now. I'm going home to interview Jason Voorhees, and it set in. I was like, holy shit, no fucking way. It like blew my mind.
Hell yeah,
that's very cool.
That's awesome.
Well, and you guys are big juggalos too, right?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
all day.
Okay, because I have been for a long time. Now I'm more of a full-on twisted guy, but I may be old as shit, but I still listen to the music. So,
hey man,
we're all family.
Yeah, we're all family.
Good.
Yeah, we actually Dead Body Man talked to you a lot. Actually, a few of our friends and people actually got to interact with you at Astronomicon, which was awesome.
Yeah, I was the guy talking to you.
Yeah, that was. I think I told George that was the best first-time convention that I've been to.
Hell yeah.
Because, a first-time convention, you don't expect it to be real busy.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time they're doing it. But it was really great. And just having it there in Detroit,
Yeah, for sure.
It was
it was amazing. We had a great time, and super excited for next year. Hopefully we'll see you back, so...
Oh, if they want me, I'll be there.
Hell yeah,
that's dope.
And I also wanted to say before we get too far into it, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday, man.
Oh shit!
Oh, thanks.
Happy birthday!
Coming up on Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so. I got a nice bottle of tequila somebody just gave me for my birthday.
Oh shit!
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good one for you.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. So essentially, like what we like to do here when we have people on is we like to get to know people. It's not really an interview. We just want to get to know people, hang out, learn a little bit more. So we like to go back on the Replicon time machine, if you will, take the DeLorean, and go back to the early stages, man. Like back, way back when little baby Kane Hodder, just got started. I guess you were in college. You were going to college for something else. You just kind of stumbled into the industry. Like, how did it all get started for you?
I did. I was going to college, majoring in geography, and during the summer, I went to visit a buddy of mine named Mike Cutshaw down in L.A. I was up in Reno, and we went to Universal Studios and we watched the stunt show, and I fucking knew right then that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I said, I want to be a stuntman. I don't know how in the hell you get into it, but that's what I want to do. And sure enough, I stopped. I left school for a semester to try stunt school and just fell in love with the whole idea. And then I, starved for the first 8 years once I even got into the business, because it's a tough business to work in because nobody knows who you are, and it's not like you can audition for stunts.
Yeah.
You have to be qualified, and you have to be deemed qualified by the stunt coordinator. How do you get qualified if nobody will ever hire you?
That's the workforce in general right there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a real catch-22 situation, and I eventually started working, stuck with it, and then the horror stuff came a few years down the road. So
hell yeah. So what were you actually going to school for originally?
Geography.
Okay, you said that.
Yeah, majoring in geography, and thought I would do something with that. And what a difference, man. And it's funny you say little baby. I see all the time fans bring their babies. First of all, I see a lot of times I'll talk to somebody and they'll say, hey, yeah, we met a long time ago at a convention. And they'll be like, 25 years old. And they'll show me a picture of when we first met, and I'm holding them as an infant. They were still shitting their pants.
Holy shit.
When I first met them, and now I'm meeting them at 25, 28 years old. So
That's crazy.
That's pretty amazing. But I a lot of times will hold babies at conventions, and I'll say, hey, how big is the baby? And they'll say, oh, he weighs 10.5 pounds now. And it's weird because I was never that size.
Yeah.
When I was born, I was 11'9".
It's crazy.
And if
I
you've
saw
ever
somewhere they said
had
you
a
might have been
kid
the biggest baby.
Yeah, in that hospital, I think I was. But 11'9". So I hold people, human beings, that were smaller than I was when I was born. So
That's crazy.
It's just a weird thing. I don't know. I'm not sure why I went off on that tangent, but
I believe they call that being the alpha male.
The alpha.
maybe.
That's crazy, man. That's just nuts. Imagine someday, you know what I'm saying, in a different universe, Kane Hodder, Jason Voorhees could have been your teacher or something.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Teaching about
no
mountains.
shit.
Yeah, mountains,
I'm
bitch.
your geography teacher.
That's crazy.
Last turn to page 74.
Your family.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, a lot of people are happy you went to Universal Studios that day for sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, I am.
Thanks for skipping class.
And then I guess you actually, I guess you started out as an extra. That I guess they recently just found the clips of that for your upcoming documentary when you were in the California Split.
They did. They found a movie called California Split. While I was going to my last semester of college, I went down to be an extra on that movie downtown Reno, and that helped me decide that was the business I wanted to be in. And then the stunts, I said that's really it. I don't necessarily want to go into acting, but I wanted to do something physical, so that was the deal.
So what's one of the craziest stunts that you've ever had to do on camera?
Well, I mean, it's all relative, really, because it depends on what a person thinks is scary.
Right.
Because, considering I almost died doing a fire stunt and carry the scars to this day over half my body.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You would think I probably wouldn't do fire stunts anymore, but of course that's what I ended up specializing in because...
Well, you learned what not to do.
I must be pretty fucking stupid, but... So, fire stunts, a lot of people are just terrified of fire, so some people that would be the scariest stunt. Or people that have fear of heights, I did a movie called Fair Game with Cindy Crawford and Billy Baldwin.
I think I've actually heard of that.
And,
yeah, that's a pretty big movie.
4 of us had to jump out of a flying helicopter one at a time to the top of a moving train.
Oh, nice.
So that was pretty tricky because it was at night. And, the thing was this amazing that people don't consider when they watch stunts in a movie is a lot of times as the viewer, you will think, you watch a stunt and think, I think I could have done that. And that's true, but that may be true, I should say. But you don't know how many times that person had to do that stunt. That's the thing. You see it one time in a movie.
And that's the best take.
But you don't know how many fucking takes there were. That stunt where we had to jump one at a time out of a helicopter to the top of a moving train at night, we did 5 times.
Damn.
And the last 2 times, it was after it rained.
Oh,
So
God.
now you got a fucking wet helicopter, a wet train. It's at night. It's in at 2 o'clock in the morning, so you're tired. You've already done the stunt 3 times. That's when it starts getting tricky because you're not quite as sharp as you were the first time you did it.
Right.
So that was a little bit tricky just because of all of the factors that could go wrong. If you don't land right and you go between the cars, you're done.
Yeah. Or you can slip out the fucking side of it. I mean, anything could go wrong.
Yeah, and and then I've done some other high falls that if people are afraid of heights, then they think, falling off a building or falling off a cliff is scary. Some car things that I've done are pretty scary. Flipping cars. I mean, I find it fun, but it can damage your brain if you don't land the way you want to.
Sure.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Definitely extremely dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. I believe people have died flipping cars.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Well, it was a joke. Car crashes.
oh yeah, there has been a number of people died, but that's just part of that's why we get paid well.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause it's not a job that everybody can do.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, you definitely got to do things right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You mentioned the, obviously the terrible accident from, back in the beginning with all the burns and everything. Is that a thing? Is there a lot of mishaps in your career that,
everybody always asks, I've been doing stunts for 41 years now.
Yeah.
And they ask about, how many times I've been hurt. And that's another thing that it depends on what your definition of being hurt is. I mean, you get used to being incredibly sore after doing certain stunts.
For sure.
But that's not really injured. That's,
Right.
to me, it's not injured.
No.
It's more like, a good workout or something where you can't move the next day because you're so sore. But to me, that's not really being injured. And I've always thought that my opinion is there's a big difference between stunt people and daredevils.
Oh, yeah.
Like I enjoy watching the guys on Jackass, but they're just fucking
Jackasses?
not stunt people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They just do shit and hope they don't get too badly injured.
Yeah.
A stunt person has to do that every day. So you calculate as well as you can everything so that you don't get injured. And people like Evel Knievel used to brag about how many bones he broke.
Yeah.
He broke 221 bones in his career, and I was like, "You're bragging about fucking up."
Yeah.
Right.
In my opinion, the whole point is to do a stunt successfully.
Yeah, brag about all the stuff you did and not get hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's the impressive thing. Anybody can do shit and get hurt. I have never broken a bone in my life, even as a kid. Never broke a bone.
It sucks. I don't recommend it.
I find that more impressive than 220 broken bones. That means you're fucking fragile.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. And you're not very good at what you do.
Yeah.
You're constantly getting hurt.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong, sir.
Right.
Hell yeah. So you got into the the stuntman thing, and then, you did some parts like we mentioned, California Split. Your first paying gig was Emergency. You were in Hard Bodies. You mentioned Fair Game. How did you get from that into the horror genre, which is what you became known for now?
Yeah, that was all John Beekler. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a makeup effects guy that directed Friday the 13th Part 7.
Uh-huh.
And he is the reason that I played Jason. Because I had worked with him before doing stunts on a movie and stuff, and he liked how I worked in the makeup. And that's a whole different deal, working in makeup like that. And he thought I did a good job. Plus, he knew that Jason had to be a stunt person this time because there were so many stunts to do as Jason.
Right.
That, you know, he said, I want this guy to be Jason. And I did a screen test, and sure enough, I got the part. But it was all because of Beekler pushing for me.
And didn't he actually like pay for your test to get you the audition or something like that?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I didn't even know that until, you know, many years later that he financed the screen test. He put me on film so he could show them that I would be good as the character. So, yeah, for a long time, I didn't even know he paid for that. But, yes, he did.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Shout out to that guy for sure.
He created a legend.
Yeah, and then, obviously, he feels like, see, I told you so, because then I continued playing the part.
Yeah.
For 3 more movies after that one. So he was right, and to this day nobody else has played the part more than once besides me. So, you know, he can be comfortable that he was right and made the right choice. So I appreciate everything he did for me.
You are Jason Voorhees to most people. You are their Jason, so that's awesome.
And Victor Crowley and Ed Gein and BTK and Sick Man.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, all those people. Yeah, so many iconic characters. Like that's like you know what I mean. Like you stumbled into Universal Studios, now you're Jason. You know what I mean. You even were. You know what I mean. You did all the stunts as Leatherface for a while too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. For all of Part 3, I was Leatherface in a number of scenes.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like some of the most iconic characters in horror, man. How amazing is that?
And then I felt honored that the video game guys thought that I should reprise the character in the video game. So I did all the motion capture for the Friday the 13th video game.
Yeah. That's how different was that of an experience? Was that your first time doing something like that with motion capture and everything?
I had done it a little bit before for a game that never came out. I did like a week's worth of it for a game called Summer Camp, strangely enough. But it never came out. So I had a little experience doing it, so it wasn't brand new. But it is kind of weird. I mean, trying to be scary while wearing spandex.
And a bunch of ping pong balls.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm more scary wearing spandex. I don't know.
I'd be fucking scared if I saw you in spandex.
Definitely.
Holy shit.
Definitely to some people for sure.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I guess there was a lot of controversy when after Jason X and they did the Freddy vs. Jason and they chose not to use you. So it was almost kind of nice for someone to bring you back as Jason for the game.
Exactly. Yeah, because you probably have read that I had a meeting with New Line and they gave me the script for Freddy vs. Jason and said I was doing it. So I was doubly shocked when I didn't do it because I was already given the script and told I had the job.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did they give you?
They hired a director that didn't want me. So
but you ended up making it in the movie anyway, right?
I did, yeah. He never knew that, but
Easter
because
egg.
of the Leatherface thing, yeah.
That's awesome. For everybody, he somewhere in the movie, Leatherface 3 is playing in the background of Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, nice.
While Kane is the stuntman for Leatherface. So
right.
It's almost like
and it's like in the hospital or something. It's on a TV screen.
That's fucking awesome, man. That's like the coolest little Easter egg in the world.
Yeah, it's like fuck you, director.
I mean, nobody would know that.
Yeah.
You know, because other than maybe the director of the Chainsaw movie or something, or RA maybe.
Yeah.
Because I was doubling him. But yeah, I think that's pretty funny.
That's fucking awesome. That's just like a huge slap in the face.
Like I'm still got in, motherfucker.
Still in that motherfucker.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me.
You didn't pay me anything, but I'm still in the fucking movie.
Oh, there you go.
Bitch.
Credit me, motherfucker.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and I guess
I was killing somebody.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Even better. And you did the end of Jason X with the Freddy hand too. I mean, that's a cool little tidbit as well. Like,
end of Jason Goes to Hell, you mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Sorry.
Yeah. Freddy glove, and when I saw that in the script, I told Adam Marcus, the director, I said, I'm doing that fucking shot. Nobody else is putting that glove on. I am.
That's fucking awesome, man. Yeah, that's super cool. So I mean, obviously you've had a huge career. You've done over like it's like 150 movies at this point. And I guess recently we have the Death House. It's I guess in select theaters right now. We're also going to have Harrison on the show on this episode as well.
Oh, good. Yeah. Death House is a pretty good movie. I mean, my own sons went with me to see it recently in Nashville because we were visiting my son at Vanderbilt, and they screened Death House close by, and my wife and my other son came in, and we all, before my wife got there, they screened the movie, and we went and saw it. So, yeah, I mean, my one son said he thought it was quite a good movie.
Hell yeah.
It looks badass.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, it's definitely.
I really don't look friendly in that movie at all.
No.
And I'm not. I know it's a stretch for me, but I'm actually not friendly at all.
What?
That's crazy.
I know.
That's insane.
Blows your mind.
Don't tell me you killed anybody. Oh my God, no, Jesus.
Nobody dies in Death House.
Oh God.
Nobody.
Oh
dies.
yes, I killed R.A. in fact,
Oh no.
Oh, shit. That's
in
crazy.
the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so
Again.
this. That's like I'm excited to talk to him about it because the lineup of like horror icons in this movie is incredible. So that alone.
It really is. It really is. It's amazing cast.
I mean, a lot of these guys are your friends. Like, did you guys all get to work together?
Almost
Was that a lot of fun?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, we've all known each other for years, most of us, and it was great being in the same film.
Hell yeah.
And it just, I just happen to think of something. I don't think there are too many actors that I have killed more than once.
Yeah.
I have to research that now because now I'm thinking of R.A. because I killed him in Hatchet 2, I guess it was, Hatchet 2, and now I killed him in Death House. So I'm not sure how many actors exist that I've murdered more than once.
Well, when you kill somebody, they stay dead.
They stay dead.
They stay dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that,
another Easter egg that I think you guys know, but in the first Hatchet movie, both my sons were in that movie.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Not many dads can say that.
Yeah.
And now, especially Hatchet has become such a huge. I mean, that's a franchise of its own now.
So are they wanting to get into like horror acting too? Like, are they wanting to follow in your footsteps?
No, not really. My oldest son is ready to graduate with his master's degree.
Oh, wow.
From Texas A&M right now.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
And
congrats to him.
Yeah,
the younger one is just finishing his junior year at Vanderbilt University in the engineering program. So they are not doing what I did at all, and that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I've loved my career, but it has not been fucking easy.
Yeah.
It's not only the injury, but struggling to fucking make a living at the beginning. That was, I used to make extra money by doing my roommate's fan mail.
Yeah.
And now
Who was your
I try to
roommate?
get
Who was your roommate?
my own sons to do my fan mail.
Who was your roommate that was
Pretty
receiving
fun.
fan mail?
We were roommates for about 4 years. Jack Coleman was his name. He's still a good buddy of mine. He was on Dynasty at the time.
Oh, okay.
And he finished that, and he went on to Nightmare Cafe with Robert Englund, and then he was on Heroes for quite a few years. He was Horn Rim Glasses. If you ever watched that show.
Yeah, I loved that show.
Yeah, so he has always done well, and he used to pay me to answer his fan mail back in the day. Yeah,
that's sweet. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes, I did not have an easy road of it, but I think that's why I appreciate it as much as I do, because there are some actors that happen to hit it big immediately, and they don't fucking know how hard it can be, so they don't appreciate it, and they're assholes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the few interactions I may have had with you, but I know a lot of people that have actually, either met you at a con or just interacted with you, and nobody has anything bad to say. It's all, super humble. Obviously, you're huge, especially in the horror world. Like, people freak out about Jason, so, like, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just know how lucky
you.
Yeah, congratulations for being you.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know if anybody's ever said that.
Well, you first said, right?
And it's not very often that somebody will say something to me that I haven't heard before. So, well done.
We're good. We try.
We're all about first here.
Yeah.
So I did kind of want to talk about, like you were mentioning, it was a struggle growing up and, getting into the scene and everything. And a few years ago, you wrote the Unmasked book. And is that kind of what turned into what the documentary that just came out as well, To Hell and Back? Or they kind of coincide with each other?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what inspired Derek Herbert to do the documentary, was reading the book and saying, wow, this is an unusual story that a lot of people might relate to. So he was like, yeah, let's do the visual version of your life story as opposed to the book. So it's gotten very good response, and I'm very happy with it. So, I talk about everything, everything in my life, good and bad. And there's a lot of stuff that a lot of actors wouldn't talk about because it makes them not sound that great.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I talk about is stuff that, some people would be like, boy, I would never have talked about that, but that's part of my story. So
absolutely,
I discuss everything, good and bad.
You're just keeping it real.
That's the only way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's an awesome documentary for anybody who, whether they're a Kane Hodder fan or a horror fan, just about coming up and, almost, any sort of success story, plus all the, other people that are in it, that are part of the documentary as well, which, you got a lot of people talking about you and your story as well, like Twisted. A lot of most of the people listening to this, obviously we all love Twisted, but I mean, you got Bruce Campbell, Robert Englund, all kinds of people on there as well. So,
right, Elvira,
yeah,
and Jack is on there too, my old roommate. So,
awesome.
Yeah, and it's just that what I always like to mention to people is, if you can imagine something that you've loved watching, like, say, a character that you've loved watching for over a course of 8 years, you've loved watching every movie that came out, you've enjoyed it, and now you're suddenly playing that character. Can you imagine how incredible that must feel?
That's great. Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to me. I love the Jason movies, all of the first, 6 that were from 1980 to 86. I loved watching the character, and then now I'm going to be that guy? That's fucking amazing. That's beyond description how that felt. So I figured I have to do whatever I can to do this character justice, because, this is an icon.
I can only imagine that you being a big fan of the character, only drove you to make it that much better. And I think that speaks out in your work, and that's why you were him in 4 movies. Nobody's ever done that. So you became him, and it shows.
Right.
Yeah.
And, And I went back and watched all the previous movies again before we started part 7, because I wanted to see what kind of things that I liked, what guys did with the character, what kind of stuff that I think I could add to it and all that. So I developed my own take on it, and it worked.
Yeah, it wasn't just like another actor playing the part. It was like somebody's like, no, I am him, and this is what he needs to be.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take the opportunity of a lifetime and blow it.
Right.
You know how many people would love to have gotten that job?
Oh, yeah.
And I got it, so, man, I better fucking do it right.
Well, you fucking killed it, man. That's why they kept coming. That's why they keep coming back. So.
I see what you did there.
Killed it.
I'd love to do it one more time.
Well, hopefully you can, man. That would be...
I would love to. I'm older now, but I could still beat your ass.
I'm sure. There's no question on my end.
He's fat and flabby.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here all overweight and shit. You fucking tearing me apart, sir. That's crazy.
But I am going to have to get going fairly soon. But what else should we talk about?
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to touch on one other thing. I guess you guys do. I guess kind of in your spare time, is you guys with your with the Hollywood Ghost Hunters. Is that still something you guys do?
Oh, sure. I mean, I still love doing that kind of stuff. It's just, we've all been pretty busy lately, so we haven't done too much of it. But, anytime there's a location close to where I am, I'll always go and try and visit it because I'm fascinated by that world. I'm just very careful to not exaggerate. I think everybody that's interested in the paranormal area, they all want to have a story to tell because everybody has stories. So they go investigate, and very often, I think, just my opinion, that people inadvertently exaggerate something that has happened. They make it more into something more than it really was, and without even knowing they're doing it, really.
I can think of several. I can think of several shows that do that.
Well, they got to sell a TV.
Yeah,
show.
I mean,
right.
Just even ones that aren't shows, people want to have a story, so something will happen, and they'll feed off of each other, and then blow it up into something much bigger than it was, and they don't even realize they were doing that.
See, I like it when they keep it real.
I'm very, very careful to not do that. If I have a story, it's going to be a good story, and not something that could be a natural occurrence that just happened to seem weird.
Right.
So I love the idea of, paranormal stuff existing, but man, I am careful not to make more out of something than it was.
And as a fan, I appreciate that. I like it when people keep it real rather than like just make it theatric or blow shit up. It's like
right.
It's like you can very well tell when somebody's blowing it up because it's like that sounds like this person's story and that person's story, and it just sounds like generic at that point. It's not even dramatic. It's like I'd rather be like, yeah, no, we went here, we didn't catch shit this time, but it was fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Right, because there's no way that every time you go somewhere, something crazy is going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not believable.
Yeah, have you ever heard of the Limp Mansion?
What is it?
The Limp Mansion. It's here in St. Louis. It's considered one of the most haunted mansions in the United States.
How do you spell it?
LEMP. It's right.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah, it's an old brewery. The Limp family owned it, and Falstaff and all that stuff. Yeah, I've stayed there multiple times, and I've never had like anything major happen. You know, I've never seen anything paranormal and it being creepy. And I've had some things happen to physically affect me, like at there weird times of me being there, but nothing like, you know, it's like I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard any voices or anything like that. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a cool building, though. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, I love going there. I actually love...
To the Googles!
They have a bar that's open and a restaurant and all that stuff. I love going there and catching a few drinks when I'm going out on the town, just because I...
Is it a hotel?
Yes.
Or,
yeah, you can stay there, and it's a...
I mean, it doesn't have very many rooms, right?
No, I think it has like 5 rooms, 5 to 6 or 7 rooms, and they're really cheap, actually. Like, they're like $110 a night, and this building is over 100 years old.
How do you say the name of the place?
Limp?
Demino?
No, Limp Mansion.
Oh, no, I know that, but the address is on Demino Place or something?
The address, Deminal.
You know, I don't know.
Demenil Place is the address.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No.
Some weird St. Louis name. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I think it's pronounced Deminal.
Deminal?
Yeah, Deminal Place.
Yeah. It's not too far from the river.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
not at all.
and it's literally right across the highway from the Anheuser-Busch Brewery.
It's a pretty cool place.
Oh, yeah, I see that. There's a Limp Brewery, too.
Yeah,
they're connected.
Yeah, they used to be the second biggest distributor back in the day until Prohibition hit, and then all the Limps consecutively committed suicide in the house.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and part of it has underground tunnels that were Indian like tunnels, like American natives tunnels and shit like that. Like part of it, like in the brewery. Yeah, it's got, and they won't let you in there. They won't let you in those tunnels. Like it's locked up.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like Zach Bagans went there and he wanted to go in the tunnel and he tried to open the door and they were like, absolutely not.
Well, talk to the owners and maybe you never know who's a horror fan.
There you go.
True.
And might, wait a minute. So Jason and some people want to come over and go in the tunnels. Well, maybe we could do that. You never know.
Well, I'm actually friends with a handful of the staff there. So, like, because I go there all the time, and I have them on my my Snapchat and all that stuff. So I'm actually friends with.
Why don't you mention that I have the ghost hunting group, and I'd love to come with a couple people sometime and take a look.
I can make that happen. Well, sure. I will talk to them, and if it can happen, I'll make it happen.
Jason Voorhees, the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, and Replicon Radio invade the tunnels of Limp Mansion.
I'm going there Saturday. Yeah. I'm going to go there Saturday, and I'll be like, hey, what's up? This is what's going down.
Yeah, because that would be pretty cool if it's never been done,
Well, they've had people there to investigate it, but Jason Voorhees has never been there.
But not in the tunnels, though.
Oh, no.
Right?
Oh, you want to go in the tunnels?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Okay. All right.
That's what I want to convince them to do. Let us do something that nobody's done before.
Yeah, I'm absolutely down.
That'd be awesome. I won't go, but I will watch it later.
I'm bringing a hard hat.
I don't mess with spirits. That's how I...
fuck the spirits.
Yeah.
Or whatever they are, I don't mess with them.
But yeah, watch the episode of Ghost Adventures that went there, and then you'd see him trying to get in.
Yeah.
All
That's
that
awesome,
stuff,
man. So I know you're running out of time, man. We appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more question we ask all our guests. But first, is there anywhere where they can find the Back to Hell? I know you have the store at AM Inc. Publishing. You can buy the book and a bunch of merch. Is there anywhere to get the documentary currently?
That's a good question. I should have that information handy, and I do not. It's the production company is Masterfully Macabre is the name of the production company. If you search on there, there'll be a way to figure out how to watch the documentary.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was on that store previously, but it wasn't up there today. So.
Yeah, that would be the best way to try and find out.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So one question we do ask everybody, whether they're an actor, a writer, a musician, because we love music here, and I know you do too. Obviously, you're a fan of Twisted and the Clowns and all the underground. if there's 3 records in your life that touched your soul or inspired you in life or in your career, just 3 albums that you just cannot live without no matter what 3 records would
wow.
they be?
Oh, that's pretty good. Interestingly, my very first album I ever got into was Black Sabbath, Masters of Reality.
Yeah. Old
Then
school Sabbath.
the Metallica Black Album.
Classic.
Yeah.
And I need a third one. Yeah, it would probably. It's not an album, but it's a song.
Okay.
And I've never talked about this. Boy, you guys bring out some shit in me that I've never talked about before.
Well, that's good.
We're all
there was
friends
a
here.
song, and I don't remember the artist. Let me see here.
To the Googles.
Right.
It's funny. Here it is. It's a song. Oh, wow. Interesting. I didn't realize that. It's a Fleetwood Mac song.
Oh, wow.
I can get down with Fleetwood Mac.
And it's called Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I know that song.
That's a good song.
Because when I was in the hospital with the burns, and I was in the shitty hospital that you'll hear all about, where I wasn't getting proper care and things were going bad and I was basically dying, my sister would come in with her guitar and sing that song every day.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
That's awesome.
So I have never mentioned that
Wow.
in an interview or in my documentary or anything. So interesting that you brought that up.
Well, we appreciate you sharing it with us, man.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
We want to get. That's why we like to get to know you. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, very cool. I like when somebody makes me bring up something I've never done before. So that's great.
Well, I tell you what, if we had more time, we would keep doing it. I
Oh,
promise.
it would keep coming up.
I got to go kill somebody. So
I hear you. Well, we appreciate
not
it, man.
literally.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
We appreciate
Thanks
you hanging
for,
out. Hopefully, we can have you on again sometime in the future, man, for sure. But
I'm sure.
And I'm gonna work on that Limp Mansion shit.
Please do.
yeah, maybe we'll see you in the tunnels.
Let me know. Yeah, that's the only way I'll go there if they let us go in the tunnels.
I'll see what I can do.
man.
We would be respectful of everything, not fucking assholes. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
Sure.
I'll see what I can work
Hopefully
out.
they can make
okay.
it. Awesome, man. Well, we
All right,
appreciate
man.
hanging out. Everybody, go check out the new
Hey,
movie,
guys.
Death House, and people out there to hell and back, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us, Kane.
No problem. I appreciate the time, guys.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Welcome to the Replicon
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, welcome to the family. You're always welcome here for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.